grab them as now I'm going to go into CD19 positive specifically and do dimensionality reduction there. Might call this PCA cell. Well, that looked like a 12. Why? We can make this a little bit more generous in terms of a threshold.
Okay.
Just so I'm not trying the same thing over and hoping for a different result.
Select the genes, okay, then you remove all, and then that one, yeah, add that. And then we got all those.
You can already see there's a ton of BJ information in there.
Yeah.
That's good, that's really good. That might be something.
Oh. You know what? What was wrong there? Doesn't look like it was calculating anyway.
Yeah, it's,
Well, there are principal components in here. You can just see whether or not maybe PCA from the previous run or this work.
do you always have to change those? You know, I notice,
We just recommend it. At some point in the near term, we're going to have an optimization built in so that all of those should be set automatically by default.
yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty. There's something wrong with this CD19 positive population, I think. It's probably something that CKeep's doing, but we should have some kind of a spread
Hmm.
across that across that parameter. I'm not sure why we don't. Yeah. Well, one thing I did is I replicated this.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can just go back to something that works. And I just would like to see how you go from there to, you know, look at what, just a few genes, you know, V heavy and light chain genes, and then go over again how to export the cell ID. So, you know, we can go back and look at the immunoglobulin. Actually, you know, the immunoglobulin, I don't know if this is right or not, because each immunoglobulin, if I tap on it and go to gene bank or something, it shows this thing, but it's not all there. You know, I don't know. Well, you know, I'm not sure whether you use the gene bank version or the version we get, but you know what I mean? If you,
no, sorry, can you repeat?
you know, if you tap any of those V regions and you search the gene bank, it finds it, you know, but it's not exactly the same. And, you know, just kind of interesting to look at the variation from what this found to what it matched to, you know. You know, it had a sequence, and it said, okay, what heavy light chain, what D region is this? And then it searches and it comes up with a name, and then you look at that and And I guess that's not exactly the sequence that we have because it's just the closest fit, right? Something like that. I don't know if you know that little, well, you know what I mean, right?
Well, where are you looking at this? Is this in like a graph window or in the VJ Explorer?
Well, it was actually in,
Ensemble?
yeah, in some ensemble or something like that. It's, you know,
Oh,
you can take this, what they call their given sequence, you know, it's got a name, V region, VH 30.14, put that into there and you can get the sequence. But that's the published sequence of that. I just wonder how closely that is. That's why I want to look at what sequence we really have. I want to see how close what you found, or you know, 10x actually sequenced to what it says it matches in the database. Something like that.
and this is really, you're hitting at something that's very difficult for us currently. We've thought about it in the past, but in terms of trying to match an actual base call to a gene, that's non-trivial. We would need to get access to FASTQ files
Right.
that are huge. We would probably be searching databases. So it's kind of out of the scope of what we could do. But if we can make it easy for you guys, like currently we can output the cell IDs, but if there's anything else we can do, we'd probably be interested in hearing your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, it's kind of obvious where we're going. I just want to find a few important heavy and light chain sequences and make those antibodies.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, I have to know the sequence.
Got it.
Either, and I don't want to necessarily use the published, or what I say, the database sequence for that, what it's called. I want to use our sequence for that. But it'd be interesting to see what our sequence is, you know, and that sequence, because who knows, maybe there's a few mistakes, and you know, if there's a base pair change, that'd be but it's not real, you know, it's an error in sequencing, you know, that of course would be a problem. And then I'd want to know that, and then I'd want to, you know, not avoid making those antibodies, because making an antibody is expensive.
And maybe there's a way of, like, I don't know, I would want to know a little bit more about how you guys look at FASTQ files.
Yeah.
Like, is there something we can hand you just packaged up really nicely that would allow you to get
Right.
back to the sequences really fast,
Right.
to make that an efficient process? Just knowing that we have a hard time, probably won't in the short term be able to do that within SeqKey.
Yeah. And you know, right, you know, because this is very complicated, I think, but going back, because these sequences aren't done all at one time, they're bits, you know, they're 70, 80, or maybe even 200 base pair segments that are all put together before, aligned, and then there's many of those, and finally they get aligned, but, you know, I'd want to see a list of those, like if there's 100 of those aligned this way and that way, and then see if there's a base pair change that shouldn't be there, that kind of thing. It won't matter for identifying what the heavy variable region is, but it would matter when I want to get the right sequence that's in the B cell to make an antibody from, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I would not use those V regions that look like there's an error. But that's another thing. But it's not too far off, because that's what I want to do next.
Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, however, like say, we're probably just going to be acting as an enabler there, but we have, you know, our marching orders are to help you guys as much as we can. So.
All right. Okay. But in any event, were you making progress on finding an instinct population of B cells that's different in 165 and 166? Because that would be all. If we get that far today, that would be great. And then we kind of see what we're up against as far as V regions, and then we go from there to looking at the FASTQ files. I mean, it's those steps, but you know.
Hey, I like that you have a workflow in mind. Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, that's good. Okay, great. What'd you do different?
I don't know. I think, you know what, SeqKey has a problem with identically named populations,
No.
and I think just remove all the identically named populations.